Welcome back to No More Heroes. Travis Strikes Again. This is a plot part. The entirety of the part is plot. Do you like ASCII visual novels?
Oh, yeah, I forgot this game does like that.
Thankfully, the game is self-aware enough to, after the first one, when we get to the second one, it's like Travis basically points out, no one who bought this game cares about this shit. Can we get a move on? Fine, here's the ball.
You see a flask, and you try to get a flask, but you cannot
But you
get
cannot get ye flask.
and you have to just sit there contemplating how you can get ye flask.
So,
You can go north, south, east, or Dennis.
last part, I started to say something about how, it makes sense that they're hanging around to try and figure out the clearly supernatural thing that is happening to them. And, it kind of pees me off that in some games and stories, the characters are deliberately slow about doing that, even though it would make sense for them to, take some time to really dedicate work to figuring stuff out. It's like the only big example of that I can figure out is how, in Death Note, Light Yagami very clearly goes to the trouble of experimenting with the Death Note to figure out what the rules are, so that he can then put them to work.
To an extent, The Ring does too. The American version.
I've never seen
Once
it.
after the initial inciting incident, and she's convinced something's actually going on, she just drops and everything and starts looking into it. Because clearly that takes precedence.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. But then you get stuff like Persona 5. And eventually they do get there. They figure out what all the rules of the metaverse are, and it comes into play in a really excellent way toward the end of the game. But nobody takes this magical phone app that can transport them to a brain dimension and tries to figure out how to work it. And the first thing that occurred to me and was if you were to take your phone and run your computer overnight and just have it rattle off, with a screen reader, rattle through the entire dictionary overnight, you would get so many keywords on that thing, it would be hilarious. And then all you would have to do is just say a bunch of random combinations of names and see which ones stuck. And then you would have the keywords to everyone's palaces in the city.
To be fair, there's actually I have kind of a fun tangent with that, but to be fair, they're a bunch of stupid kids.
They are a bunch of stupid kids, but they're no older than the guy who was using this device to find people's palaces and kill them. So,
but if you want a fun example of just guessing random words thing, one time Captain Marvel, as in the DC version, Shazam, in order to finally kind of be rid of Black Adam, he changed Black Adam's password to access his magical powers.
Wait, Black Adam has a password to access?
Yeah, Shazam.
Well, he says Shazam. I think that's what Ryan meant.
Yeah.
The secret word to make you transform.
Yeah, it's Shazam.
Yeah.
So he changed Black Adam's word. So apparently Black Adam spent years wandering around just saying the name of everything he could just to try to figure out the password.
Shaziz. Shazoo.
Yeah, so at some point he walks into an old style, diner, and some kid's eating a dessert. He's like, "What's that? A chocolate egg cream?" He's like, "What?" It's like, "What's that? A chocolate?" I think it's chocolate egg cream or something like that. So he says that, and then he just transforms back to normal. Black Adam. He's like, "Billy, you're an idiot."
That's good. That is good.
So this is the game.
This is the plot.
This is the plot. So
You like ASCII? ASCII visual novels?
Okay, I'm gonna call bullshit on that though. The text looks way too nice. When this stuff was actually being played on an old...
Oh, it killed your eyes.
Yeah, when this stuff was actually being played on an old computer, the text would be way blockier.
And also fuzzier too, because it's an old CRT.
look at all these scan lines.
Well, I mean, they're trying to imitate the way old graphics would look with the horizontal lines making up everything, but it's also in widescreen.
No, I mean they also want to make it so you're not killing your eyes while actually playing the game.
Well, yeah.
They're not that mean.
So we're looking for
The Death Balls.
Death Balls.
Yeah, those are the games
Which
that
in
were...
the context of this game are the games released for the Death Drive Mark II.
Yes.
Is that what it is? Then it was basically what it is. It's a console that had a very, 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 very limited release, only in specific regions, and it became an urban legend in a way. It's kind of like, what's the name of that damn urban legend game?
The one that supposedly killed people.
Yeah,
Oh, I know what one you're talking about, but I can't remember.
Polybius, I think it was.
Yes.
Yeah, Polybius. Yeah.
Polonius, yeah. So it's kind of like just running with that idea.
The games
Kinda,
on this
yeah.
thing must have been really bad, like Amiga CD32.
So is it?
bad.
So is it just the Virtual Boy then?
I mean,
Is that what it
kind
is?
The Virtual Boy didn't really do bad because the games were bad. It did bad because the system was bad. But you know,
Everything I've seen is that the games on the Virtual Boy range from to decently to good, but it's like, but you're playing them on Virtual Boy.
I was thinking stuff like the Amiga CD32 or something like that. You know,
What happened to 31 to 1?
basically,
Look,
it's...
nobody knows what the other 63 Nintendos are. All right, so
Well, no, there's
the-
Nintendo
there's
1
the
and
NES.
Nintendo 2.
Yeah, and Super Nintendo's Nintendo 2, and then it's like, okay.
What
I
happened
think
to
we can jump
3 to
64
what
now.
happened to 3 to 6 from 3 to 63?
I mean,
A story for another
this is
time.
one of the more recent AVGN episodes, but have you seen his episode on the system I just mentioned?
the
He goes,
Polemius?
what?
Oh,
No, the Amiga.
No,
the Amiga.
the Amiga CD32.
Oh, okay.
He
Yeah.
goes through the games, and there aren't very many of them, but wow, like, you know,
Well, I mean, other plot lore for this game is that you're not just doing it because they're extremely rare games, but apparently if you get all 6 of them, you get a wish granted.
And Batman wants to
that
use
sounds
that to
like the
resurrect
plot of an
himself.
Ashens movie.
I mean, it's a very obvious Dragon Ball thing, so.
I know, but
Find the
it's
7 game cartridges, Goku.
it still sounds like the plot of an Ashens movie. Like I think there's been more than one, but the first Ashens movie, the first one he did, was basically him playing the role of an Indiana Jones who hunts down old pop station systems. So it was something. If you know who Ashens is and the kind of stuff he got his start reviewing on his couch, you know that it's like, in context, it's even funnier than hunting down old game cartridges, because no one would ever in their right mind want to play an old pop station. Ever. There's no reason to. It's like Game & Watch, except 9,000% more shit.
Did anybody ever have the Tiger Electronics games?
The Tiger
Yes.
Electronics games look like gold compared to the pop station shit.
Oof.
Are we talking about like the Game and Watch base? Like,
Yeah, the Tiger Electronic stuff, yes.
other things?
Yeah, it's that kind of thing, only like made by really bad developers in Chinese bootleg format. They're called pop stations because they were made to look like PlayStation Portables, which tells you how recent they are.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Oh,
Like-
I think there might be some older ones that were made to look like PlayStations or something, but
It surprises me how recently people will try to pass off that kind of stuff as like full-fledged. Because I mean, they must really be trying to aim for the people that just don't know any better and be like, oh, my grandson likes video games. This is a video game I shall get for my grandson. Like, eventually, like we were talking a little bit about this in an earlier part, but they're running out of time to be able to do stuff like that, because eventually we'll get to a point where everybody has grown up with computers and thus knows what an actual game that kids would like is.
I mean, to be fair, that's kind of what happened with movie tie-in games.
Yeah, we don't really get a lot of them anymore. Like, there's still a handful of them from time to time. You'll get the odd one out, but we're definitely past, like, the 90s to mid-2000s. Or
Because
even,
everyone knows like
late
99%
2000s.
of them were just bad.
Yeah, like, even I'd say until, like, early 2010s, every blockbuster movie got a movie
There-
tie-in.
There were ones for Phase 1 of the MCU, and then it stopped like immediately after Captain America.
Yeah, I don't even think Captain America might have got, like, a DS game or something. Apparently the Thor game for the DS was actually surprisingly good. But yeah, late 2000s.
I hear that like X-Men Origins Wolverine was a better game than the movie was a movie.
Yeah, that's what I
I
heard
mean,
too.
that's not hard.
It's a low bar, but I've heard it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I heard it was an actually relatively decent game. So, that's good.
Why is there an anime cat girl in this game?
It's Travis's cat that talks now.
Oh, so what you're saying is that Travis Touchdown is Sailor Moon.
What was the name of that
Luna, I
cat?
think.
Luna.
Was it Luna?
Yeah.
Well,
there's
at
two of
least
them.
it
wasn't
has
Luna
a-
and Artemis.
It's weird seeing the cat with a human face, but at least it still has the body of a cat, because there was this clip from an anime that I saw on Twitter where, like, the entire school was all animals and stuff, and, like, all of the men were, like, very
Oh yeah, that's
animal.
a current season show.
Yeah, and all the men were, like, they looked like hippos and stuff, and all the women were anime girls with, like, ears and a tail. And it's like, okay, we know what this show's trying to do.
I see. What is the name of this show, out of curiosity?
Some Japanese weeb shit.
Yes, but the name of the show, what is it? Who would dare make a show like that?
No, I got a little scared there because when Ted was talking about like cats and all sort of thing, I thought for a second like the CGI cats one would somehow find its way to invade BrainScratch.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
No. Please
Did
no.
you go see it?
No, but I don't want to.
I saw the
Can we
trailer.
not
That was all I
spend
needed
money
to
on
see.
shit that we know is shit?
Says the
If
man
I want to
who's
see
planning on
freaky,
going
if
to a Sonic the Hedgehog
I was
movie,
just
okay.
gonna say, I already got one freaky humanoid CGI creature I'm gonna see this year, and that's Sonic. So
See, you're gonna make a video on it, so at least you have an excuse.
You could also make a video
no,
on
but
the Cats
I do legitimately want to see it because if it's decent, then it's a
Man,
win-win.
I went into the theater all 5 times now that I went to see Rise of Skywalker. I need help.
Yes, you do.
Everyone in the theater
Good
was
God.
wearing shirts promoting the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, and I'm like, really? This is the movie you want to promote on your uniform? Sonic the fucking Hedgehog?
Well, I mean, Paramount just paid them too.
I know, but come on. That's embarrassing. I'd probably...
Paramount
How is it
probably couldn't
embarrassing?
afford any more, any better
Well, I mean, I'd love to
advertising
wear a
considering-
Sonic the Hedgehog shirt at work, but I'm me. These people don't even know who Sonic the fucking Hedgehog is. They've probably only seen meme images of the horrifying original model.
It's a kids movie.
I know.
John, are you saying Sonic the Hedgehog is for children?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I
that
mean,
seems
Ted,
fair.
it was distributed by 4 kids.
Yeah, that seems fair.
It's right there in the title. It's 4 kids.
I know. Wait, why does the cat
Wait,
have
why does
hair?
Yeah, I was gonna say, why does the cat have a scar?
Why does the cat look like a fox?
The fuck kind of creepy anime shit? Okay.
This is the
You see,
first
so-
time I've looked at a game and said, this artist needs to learn anatomy while looking at an animal instead of a human. Oh, well.
Wait, so how do we fight
Good God.
somebody in ASCII text form?
Wow,
just does it for
this
you,
is
no
going
sound.
on for a really, really, really long time. What
Oh,
is
yes, I think- is this
Narukami
the-
from
is
Persona
this-
4
this
doing
is-
here?
This is the entire
Part.
chapter.
Yep.
Like, oh man, I was like, even for something, even with a game whose concept is that you're going through 6 different video games for this console, this is quite a shift. like
Like I said,
God
it's
damn.
the plot part.
Do you have to do the consoles in a specific order?
Yes.
Okay, so you can't just...
And if you want, you can just press start and skip all this.
Oh, you can?
Oh, okay. Well, this is one way to be avant-garde, I think.
Oh, we got it! We got the ball.
Yeah, I was gonna say they look like keys. Carve the bitch.
Wow,
Oh my
are our
God.
pets saying that kind of stuff? Like,
Probably just can't speak cat.
it's like, okay, it's like Celine's like,
This is an
"Meow," and you're
adventure.
like, oh,
Life
Celine,
is an
you
adventure.
need to-
The time for space, the time for space travel is now, or whatever.
It's like, I'm just imagining at John's house, and it's like, oh, Celine, do you need to be fed? And it's like, eat the blood of the innocent. What? Oh, you must be hungry, you poor thing. Oh,
We got 3
off me,
pints
you-
of that in the freezer. They're frozen for
So,
next week.
do we do this text box stuff again later?
It's between every game.
Oh, fuck me.
Most of them are much shorter than this. So
Oh, good, good, good.
So is this?
I mean, at least the writing is entertaining.
Yeah.
This is one of those things when you're sitting down and playing the game, it's more engaging.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, at this point,
Well,
like,
no, but would it really matter in this context because you're just watching text and that's what
well,
we're doing.
you know,
Well, you're actually reading it when you're playing the game.
Yeah.
We're not reading it.
it's really bad. It's really bad commentary material. It's like there's a reason that you'll never see BrainScratch do a commentary of that text adventure game that Chrono Cross was based on.
Or Phoenix Wright.
Which I did, yeah, because this is a fun fact for people who might be newer to BrainScratch. I did actually once record the first Phoenix Wright game for the channel. It was 40 parts long. No.
It's 40 parts of nothing but
Well,
text.
to be fair, that was early on, so it was 40 parts under a time limit. But you
It
know,
was still it was still 20 hours. So,
yeah,
It's like there are just certain things that are just just not worth doing or just require a different setup because I think people still like ask to do like Ace Attorney games, and but it's all text.
it's not a game that works with our format, really.
I have seen people, apparently, I don't really watch her very much, but Lucajin did a playthrough of Ace Attorney that people like, and I know Nintendo Capri Sun did Ace Attorney, and people liked their playthroughs for that.
Yeah, but they have the benefit of being like sole Let's Players.
They also
though.
play it live and can
Live
interact
is
with-
what I was
interact
about to
with it.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're doing like a game that's really text heavy live, you can read the text and do dramatic readings and stuff and keep it entertaining. Here we're just kind of staring at a text box that's scrolling through text and saying random stuff. It's ooh.
To even carry the conversation, you will need to at least play the game beforehand to at least talk about what's being said.
Wait. The younger brother of Gregory Bishop, who was killed in NMH2.
Yeah, we have Bishop too.
Wait. Hang on. Travis
And
just
we pretend nothing happened at all.
Travis just name dropped his own sequel game.
Oh, they're
Yes.
playing a 8-bit version of the No More Heroes theme.
This isn't a ripoff of that pervert Deadpool or whatever his name is. We did this shit first. Just wanted to make sure we're clear on that.
The fourth wall, right?
I've heard of this before. No, the instant the gamer grabs the controller, they are connected directly to the game. Travis has the ability to sense this stuff. It's kind of his thing. Basically, he's sensitive to this side of things. This side. This feels really familiar.
Oh my gosh. This is the kind of game you can tell that the developers had fun making, though, which I think is really...
Wait, did we just transition directly from complaining about how commentating over text is boring to having fun commentating over text? Wait, what? How?
Well, it helps when we're actually reading it.
Damn you,
and
Suda.
talking about- It's almost like this game is trying to make us talk about the game we're commentating on. Ew, gross. I threw up in my mouth even thinking about talking about the game we're commentating over. Ew.
In his eye, we couldn't even see it under the fangs.
Poke his eye out then.
Scratch it off.
So, are these ASCII things like just narrating what Travis does when he's not at the trailer? then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's just him getting the other death balls.
Oh.
Yeah, we're still inside the game console now.
No, we're outside the game.
We're not. Well, we're outside the
We're
game.
in the real.
Okay.
We're in the quote unquote real world. Yeah.
Real world, yeah. We're talking cats.
Yeah, but thankfully, with that over, we will see everyone in part 5 when we actually start the next level. Yay!